we will be talking about the description on the website was not very intuitive, right? So we'll be talking about applications using BERT, right? So we already know that BERT has created a lot of waves when it comes to natural language processing domain, right? So we will quickly look at two nice applications here. So having question and answer BERT and using financial sentiment analysis with BERT, right? So actually, the agenda would be something like what is the current business case we have, why BERT, and the implementation of BERT and the demo, right? So I wouldn't be delving into BERT basics because a lot has already been seen and done about it, and we know about how BERT works, what are the neural networks available there, how many layers of neurons are there, and it's bidirectional and masking it involves employees language masking for better performance and stuff like that. So we'll just quickly cover those basics at a very high level, and then we'll jump on to the demo, right? So the current business statement which we have here is we work in a investment house, and then we have analysts, which are people who create a lot of documents, pieces of documents, which are which explain about the potential investment of for a client, and then what is the scenario and why we should approach this client. So let's say, just talking of let's say Alibaba, so why we should invest there, what is the stakeholder, who is the primary stakeholder, where is it located, what are the future prospects and stuff like that. So it's a small piece of document, and such documents and versions of that. So maybe Alibaba version 1.1 was created pre the pandemic era, and now version 2.0 was created, or a fresh report was uploaded maybe post pandemic. So we have like this huge volume of data collected over 10 plus years, and the portfolio managers, they want to search very specific text in that, like what was the market share of TSMC at this point of time, or what is the shareholding structure for Tencent Music. So very pointed questions. And then even if you employ your normal search techniques like Elasticsearch, or your Q&A with Azure Bot Framework, or your LUIs, which is language understanding integration services, those come with their own set of limitations, because none of them are able to understand the context. So I have a text running over like 5 to 10 pages, and then I'm trying out one particular question which is relating to the first and the second page, and then I want a coherent answer. So in this case, BERT is your savior, right? So precisely this is what we say: we need a solution that understands the context of the statement. The lot of previous solutions with using NLP, like LSTMs, which is long short term memory networks, or using LDA topic modeling, which is latent dirichlet allocation and all. So they will still have their own contextual related setbacks. Like if you look at these particular sentence, her skills with hockey stick made her stand out as a player, or her skills with a jockey stick made her win the competition. So these clearly belong to two different genres, right? But then the traditional networks or traditional NLP techniques will try to box them together, not able to distinguish between the two diverse contexts here. So this is where BERT steps in. So this is a train transformer encoder stack with 12 in the base version and 24 in the large version. Okay, so there are a lot of BERT versions out there, which is we have distal BERT, clinical BERT, SciBERT, video BERT, bio BERT, and a lot of them are employed for different tasks. Like FinBERT is especially trained on financial corpora, and is used for financial analysis, right? So for K12 reports, or for Bloomberg data and stuff like that. So we wouldn't delve into the BERT basics, but basically this is how BERT predicts. So we have a masked language modeling MLM mechanism. So this is how it looks like. So every sentence which you feed to a BERT, it will have sentence separator. So this is the first sentence, right? So this is a sentence separator to identify start of the sentence, end of a sentence. This is the CLS token, that the first token at the start of your the text itself. And then roughly 15% of your words are masked by the model. Okay, so it will try to predict that word by itself, and the training goes in both directions. So you can call it as bi-directional or non-directional as well. And plus each sentence is marked. Like let's say you have two sentences here, then it will be marked with sentence A. So this is, my dog is cute, he likes to play. So the embedding of sentence A and sentence B, right? And then you will have, the positional embedding and stuff like that. So the mask which you see is roughly 15% of the words, so on an average, are masked, and it is trying to predict what that word will be in the context of the given sentence. And that is how it learns faster, and it also learns precisely, right? And then it also does something like next sentence prediction. So given two sentences, it will try to see whether this sentence B is logically the next sentence to sentence A or no, right? So this is how it works. So we look at a very pointed application with BERT Q&A, right? So which is like, a Q&A model that can answer your questions. So the demo which we are going to see is basically you will pass any paragraph to it, and you will see that without even being pre-trained on our specific use case or domain, it will still give you a coherent answer on that particular thing. Okay, so let us quickly see the demo, right? Sorry about this, the demo is still loading. So meanwhile, while the demo is loading, we will just quickly go and sorry for this, we'll quickly go and look at the FinBERT and the FinBERT demo. All right. So while the demo is loading, we'll just quickly go to the FinBERT slides, because we have I think only 5 minutes to wrap up. Okay, so even for the FinBERT, I will show you. Okay, let us look at some of the use cases here for financial sentiment analysis as well. So we'll come to that while our own demo for Q&A is loading. Okay, I think it is done here. So we are using ml.net here to sort of run the ONNX model. So we have a SquadBERT, which is a SquadBERT model, which is available in an ONNX format, online neural network exchange format, and we were downloading that ONNX model directly and consuming it in our ml.net here. Okay. And there's no, I mean, you just to put this in perspective, there's no sort of pre-training or extra training done on our specific domain or our own use case, right? Our own documents or stuff like that. And still, if you just throw it questions about, give it paragraph about some documentation which we have here, and then ask it questions, it will still give it a coherent reply and a confident, precise reply with lot of confidence. So the reply which is given to you is like, precisely with like 90-95% confidence. Okay, so while this is running, let us move on to our slide deck. Okay, so squad data set has been actually, it has been trained with almost like 100,000 Wikipedia questions. Okay, and then transfer learning is actually used to fine tune the 12-layer BERT. But as I said in our demo, we are not doing that. Okay, so while the demo is running, we will look at FinBERT here. Okay, so financial analysis of annual 10K reports actually. So that is why we employ FinBERT here. Now, why FinBERT? Because let's say, financial statements are not very straight forward worded. Okay, so I'm not going to say that my sales tanked, or because of the pandemic my sales plummeted and my forecast looks bleak and stuff like that in my annual reports. So companies typically try to sort of use euphemism to put the harsh fact in a mild way and then present the reports to you. Okay, so that is where, if you really want to analyze the reports and get the hidden sentiment, and then try to employ it for making investment decisions or any other strategic decisions, then this is where your FinBERT will come into play. Okay, so why financial analysis is a challenging task is because we don't have a lot of contextual knowledge there, right? So, and as I said, the the sentences are worded very cleverly. So for normal natural language processing engine sentiment analysis, they won't be able to identify whether it's a neutral, a negative, or a positive sentiment. So you have to unearth the meaning behind the hood, and then try to come up with what the sentence is actually saying. So for example, if you look at this sentence, shares of food delivery companies surged despite the catastrophic impact of coronavirus on global markets. So now this sentence is combining a lot of positive and negative words. Like surged is positive, but catastrophic impact, and it is trying to finally it's a positive sentiment being dished out. So normal NLP algorithms, when they try to understand positive or negative, they will try to catch the keywords: catastrophic, impact, surge, plummeted, coronavirus, and all these things will combine, and then it will try to see whether most of the NLP, traditional NLP engine, sentiment analysis engine, will try to box it as a neutral sentiment, whereas it is an upbeat sentiment. It's a positive sentiment, right? So that is why we need something which is trained on these financial connotations, financial context, and then that is how Finbert comes into play. Okay, so Finbert has a lot of rich data sets. It is trained on Thomson Reuters data sets and all. So we will quickly look at the demo for this, for Finbert. Okay, so let us take the same sentence which we have here, and which is the shares and stuff, and we will try to see if the demo, our demo is going to predict it correctly. Okay, so this is here, and we go back, here, sorry. Yep, and then we go to sentiment analysis. Okay, and we go to BERT sentiment analysis, and we put our question here, right? And then we submit it, and then you will see that it will correctly predict a positive sentiment. Of course, it will take a bit of time, because having said that, yeah, so you will see that it's a positive sentiment here. So most of the traditional systems, you will try and predict it as mostly neutral, and more often than not, for financial sentiment analysis, going by the standard, the tried and tested text analytics and semantic methods, most of the time, most of your K-12 reports will dole you out a neutral sentiment. All right, but yeah, so not so with BERT, because it's very precise. Going back to our NLP demo. Okay, so we will put a paragraph to it. Okay, so the text in question is actually, I'm trying to give it as pass it as a query string, right? So okay, the query string I'm giving here is, I'm giving about some company which is TSMC, and I'm trying to say that TSMC was established in 1988, and it is largest independent foundry for with over 20%, 50% market share, as considered the best managed corporate governance company with strong management and XYZ. Okay, so this is our paragraph, and the question is asking is, where is TSMC located? Okay, where is TSMC located? Something like that. Okay, and next paragraph I'm giving is something very generic. So XYZ fell down on the tennis court and had an ACL injury. He got operated on 20th February 2021. He is now in rehab, and the surgery was successful. Question was, why was XYZ operated? Okay, so let us try this particular question here. Pass it on to our BERT model. Okay, right, so let us do that. Okay, yeah, here, right, and let us see what sort of a question answer it gives us back. So it should actually give us back like, why XYZ was operated. So because he had a knee injury, or he had an ACL injury, right? So this is sort of the thing which BERT does, and it will yeah. So for example, I gave this sentence that XYZ fell down on the tennis court and he had an injury, and my question was, why was XYZ operated? Right, now if you look at the paragraph very carefully, right, if you look at the paragraph very carefully, there's nowhere it is mentioned that why he was operated. It was just said that he fell down on the tennis court, he had an ACL injury, he got operated on 20th February, and he's now in rehab. The surgery was successful. There is nowhere written that he was operated because, I mean, that is like, I as a human being will be able to comprehend that. In a text, there's nowhere it is clearly stated that he had been operated for an ACL injury, right? But then Bert makes sense out of that, and even for an indirect question, it is going to give me a correct, precise answer with almost like 86% probability that he had an ACL injury, and when he was operated, probability was around 86%. So this particular BERT model, we haven't even trained it on very specific context and stuff. Still, it is the squad BERT ONNX model is still performing great, right? So this is where the power of BERT is there. And you might as well look at Spark NLP implications. So the Spark NLP website, which is John Snow Labs, it was again gaining a lot of traction, and Spark NLP is increasingly being used for even the pre-trained models there are increasingly being used for NLP applications. So I personally myself also am working on currently NER and entity recognition and relationship extraction from entities using the Spark NLP, which is again based on BERT. So you will see a lot of BERT based applications and models being leveraged on in the future, right? So yeah, so I think it's time for our next guest to be here, and I won't bore you with more details. So I just wanted to quickly touch up upon the humongous possibilities and the power of BERT, in terms of NLP applications, comprehending Q&A, sentiment analysis, and many more. All right.